This conversation comes up every 4 years, but what happens is on caucus night, people see what happens. People see these conversations in the room. And you know, the reason why this caucus process stays first is because we provide a fair and level playing field for people to come and make their case to Iowans. They can't just come here, do a bunch of big rallies in Des Moines and Cedar Rapids, and then hop on a plane and fly someplace else. They have to go into communities. They have to go into rural communities. They have to go into the African American community, the Latino community, the Asian American community, the refugee community. They have to go into all these different communities and talk to them and hear from them. And it's that closeness, it's that ability for candidates to have that connection is why this process works. And the candidates who come out of here are stronger, they're better, they're sharper, and they're ready to fight for the general election.
Does it help your party campaign and learn how to campaign in rural America? I mean, there's a rural skew to the Electoral College, there's a rural skew to the U.S. Senate, whether you like it or not, it's there. Do you think Democrats learn how to go into small towns and campaign with people?
They do, because they have to. You know, that's the very nature of the caucus process. You have to build organization in 1,678 precincts all across the state. And so, yes, they have to go in there and they have to hear the concerns of folks. And so, you know, starting in a state like Iowa, they're able to better talk to folks in the upper Midwest. What we saw in 2016 is the upper Midwest is very much a swing area of this country. And so Iowa prepares them for that.
This criticism that we're hearing are either from failed candidates that don't want to look in the mirror and ask themselves why they didn't connect with Iowa voters, or they didn't spend enough time here. In the big picture, I mean, all of the conversation we have today is important for us to understand that of the transparency. It's this simple. If you really believe that anybody in this country can someday be president, you have to start in a place like Iowa. I mean, I know sometimes things aren't that simple, but they are. You start them in California and Texas or New York, where some of the criticism is coming from, then you have just blown out of the water something far, far more important than maybe some delay on reporting. And I might add, Kay, what's more important, I hear this nonsense about we're not diverse enough. I will remind you in 2016, we had 2 Latino Americans, an African American and a woman. Obama won this caucus. Ted Cruz won this caucus. We are capable of producing the best candidate and looking at the content of their character and not the color of their skin. I resent the outside people coming in here and saying that somehow we're not diverse enough. Absolutely, we may not necessarily reflect in our demographic, but we reflect in our values here, in our choices. Barack Obama, Ted Cruz, I rest my case.